It's time for your daily dose of all things Chicago sports. This is the Daily Score. Now, here's your host, Mark Grote.
Yeah, I'm doing the show from Halas Hall, and it has been an incredibly eventful day for your Chicago Bears, and there's much news to get to. So let's get right into it. And as you know, Bears defensive coordinator Alan Williams was not with the Bears in Tampa Bay for the Buccaneers game. And the reason that we were given is it was due to personal reasons. And when we followed up with questions in regards to, well, yeah, so when he comes back, he's going to have play calling again. And then we received vague answers, like non-committal answers. It got your antenna up a little bit as to exactly what the personal matter is and how much it's going to affect the position and the person, Alan Williams, and subsequently how much will affect the Bears. Well, there is some closure on that. Alan Williams has resigned as the defensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears. And we were handed a statement from the Bears today out at Halas Hall. They gave us a paper copy and said, here it is. And what this is, what I'm about to read to you, is a statement from Alan Williams. And they very official looking. This is not on Bears letterhead or anything like that. And it says, statement from Coach Alan V. Williams. And again, these are Alan Williams' words now. It is with great regret that I tender my resignation as the defensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears football club, effective immediately. I am taking a step back to take care of my health and my family. I appreciate the opportunity to work with the Chicago Bears, a storied NFL franchise with a rich history. The McCaskey family is first class and second to none. I would also like to thank Coach Matt Eberflus and General Manager Ryan Poles for giving me an opportunity to come to Chicago. I would also like to thank President Kevin Warren, the coaches and players, of which I value the relationships and camaraderie. I value the NFL Shield and all that it stands for. And after taking some time to address my health, I plan to come back and coach again. Sincerely, Coach Alan V. Williams. Again, that is a statement from the Bears defensive coordinator, Alan V. Williams, after turning in his resignation to the Bears, and the Bears accepting his resignation. And the Bears currently do not have a defensive coordinator. Again, this is me talking now again. And there had been, and this needs to be added on to this story, there had been some rumors that Halas Hall was raided by authorities in connection with Alan Williams. There were some things, wild rumors flying around about Alan Williams and his personal time. A Bears spokesperson told us that Halas Hall was not raided. Furthermore, the spokesperson said that the police have not been to Halas Hall in connection with Alan Williams. So that is what we know. That is what we were told on the record and officially in regards to Alan Williams. I don't know if there's another chapter to this story, but I do know that the Bears right now don't have a defensive coordinator. Matt Eberflus will call the plays again on Sunday. Defense is his area of expertise. He came from being a defensive coordinator in Indianapolis for the Colts. So it is the Flus's gig. Justin Fields came in ready to talk. And I think Justin Fields was embarrassed by the first two games. I think he was a little bit flustered by what they're trying to get him to do out there in terms of staying in the pocket and being that type of quarterback. I think he was a little bit conflicted in what to do at times. And you're about to hear Justin Fields kind of back up what I'm saying, that you'll understand why I just said what I said when you hear Fields say what he says about the Tampa Bay game. And really, you can put it in the first two games of the season. So let's start with Justin Fields here. And he was asked to evaluate his day. And The interesting part was when Fields went into critiquing himself and what he didn't like out of his play. Here's Justin Fields.
Felt like, I wasn't necessarily playing my game. Felt like I was kind of robotic and not playing like myself. My goal this week is just to, say F it and just go out there and, play football how I know how to play football. And that's not, that includes thinking less and just going out there and, playing off of instincts rather than just of, so much, so to say, info in my head, data in my head, and literally just going out there playing football. I mean, just going back to it's a game. And that's it, because that's when, I play my best is I'm just out there playing free and being myself. So I'm going to say kind of just bump all the, what I should do, this and that, like pocket stuff, like I'm going to go out there and be me. So,
yeah, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't, if you're listening carefully, I don't think that there's a lot I have to add. That he feels robotic, and he doesn't feel like he's being himself. And I said on the podcast yesterday that I'd prefer to see them play through the pain and make him into this pocket passer, even if along the way there are many trials and tribulations and there's opportunity cost, and maybe you throw a pick six, but play through the pain and get. But Justin Fields is telling the world that he is just uncomfortable right now, and that he doesn't feel free, and he doesn't feel that green light, so to speak. So I think that's where he is. And if this is him being honest about that, then of course you have to not make a hard right turn or completely reverse course, but listen to your quarterback and make that change, whatever that change is in the game plan. Here's another interesting cut from Justin Fields, and it caused another whole mini avalanche actually at Halas Hall. And this is Justin Fields on what is causing him to have to think too much.
Could be, coaching, I think. But, at the end of the day, it makes it, they're doing their job when they're giving me, what to look at and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I, can't be thinking about that when the game comes. I prepare myself throughout the week, and then when the game comes, it's, it's time to play free at that point. So, just thinking less and, playing more.
Hey, Justin, we've heard this before from other athletes. There are just too many coaching voices in your head at this point that you're trying to process so much. Is that part of what you're saying?
I don't think it's too many coaching voices, but I just think when you're fed a lot of information at a point in time and you're trying to think about that info, like when you're playing, it's like it doesn't let you play like yourself. You're trying to, process so much information to where it's like, if I just simplified in my mind, I would have did this. Like, I saw a few plays on Sunday to where if I was playing like my old self, like, we would have had a positive play. Like, there would have been, a few more third down conversions. So, I think that's the biggest thing for me is just, playing the game how, I know how to play it, how I've been playing it my whole life. So that's what I got to get back to doing.
Yeah, and I thought that was really interesting and, very specific on some of the things that he wants to do. But the part that got out of control, unfortunately, was Fields thought that we reporters, and I don't know specifically whom, but that it was taken out of context because apparently some people were just tweeting out or reporting as a headline the very first line where he says it's coaching. Ray, could you play the very first line of that again, just so people can hear the part that has stirred up the controversy?
Could be coaching.
Yeah, right there. It could be coaching. Then obviously he adds another layer to it, as I just played in full context, and there will be more that I'm going to play for you in a second in regards to that. But because that part got out, when we went to the locker room after Justin Fields had done his podium thing, we go to the locker room and Justin Fields wanted to talk to us. He kind of requested that we come to his locker and say, I got something for you guys. And I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and that's going to be that. So, yeah, I turned on my recorder, got my microphone all cozy, and this is what Justin Fields said.
Yeah, so I just want to clear something up. From the press conference earlier, I forgot who asked the question, but I kind of knew that's what they were trying to get out of me. But I said, I think I saw a quote. Aaron just showed me something on Twitter. I don't have Twitter because I don't need it. But it was a quote that it could be coaching, and I love you guys, but I get that you guys' jobs are to get clicks. So it's like when you take my quote out of context, when you just say that, if you paint the picture on the inside out, like y'all are trying to split us up as a team. I'm not blaming anything on the coaches. I'm never going to blame anything on the coaches. Never going to blame anything on my teammates. I will take whatever happens in the game. I will take all the blame. I don't care if it's a drop pass. It should have been a pass. Put it on me. But never will you hear anything come out of my mouth to where I will blame it on somebody else in this organization. My teammates, never will you hear that. So I just want to clear that up and just know that, like, I need to play better. That's it, point blank. If y'all, that's what I should have said in the first place. But I was trying to give y'all more details because I appreciate y'all for doing what y'all do, and I try to give y'all the information y'all want for you guys' job. So I'm gonna do that, and in the future, but I ask you guys just to put the whole quote out. Don't cut it up into words and pieces to make it seem like I'm saying something that I'm not. So again, appreciate you guys what you do, and y'all have a blessed day. That's it.
That's Justin Fields. Pretty amazing. And I agree with him on this one. You can't – this is one that did need context. You can go on my Twitter. You can see exactly what I tweeted. And I definitely put the next couple paragraphs after he said it. You can't leave it after those first 5 or 6 words where he says it could be coaching. It's definitely interesting. And, there is some of that. Obviously, he's blaming himself, but, there is some piece to it. That he is discussing the coaching, and it did need to be given more context. And to that end here, and we got to kind of speed it up a little bit here, but let's hear a little bit more from Justin Fields on his conversation with the coaching staff and exactly what the better context is. And I think you'll understand more after this.
I mean, it was good, but at the end of the day, it's like, shoot, the conversation was good. I'm just going to keep that private, to be honest with you, and just like I said, and just go out there and play.
You said you wanted to keep the conversations with the coaches private, but did they seem receptive to these ideas that you're sharing?
Of course. Coach Flus, Luke, everybody in the building is always receptive to what we have to say, and anytime anybody has a problem or comes to them with anything. So they're always receptive to us.
Has that been a frustrating part of life in the NFL for you, that you have
not really. I mean,
been trying to mold you into something that isn't the natural way that you want?
Nah. I think Luke knows that I'm my own self. I'm my own person, and I think it's more of me trying to just making sure I don't think about it as much as like, oh, we want you to do it a specific way. Then in the big scheme of things, I have to continue to be me and play the game how I play it. And I think when sometimes I'm coached, I think that I've had times where like, okay, they want me to do it like this, so I have to kind of change it. But I mean, I just have to, it's probably more of a me thing than a coach thing. So when they tell me things, of course I correct it, stuff like that. But in the grand scheme of things, I have to still be, the person and the player, what's got me up to this point. So rather than changing my whole game, just, implement it in my game and, make those little corrections, but don't allow that to change me as a whole player.
Yeah, and he says, more of a me thing than a coach thing. That doesn't mean, though, that it's not a coach thing, that it's everything. It's that, and that's fair. Like, there's no shame in that if you're Justin Fields. He's being transparent that the whole operation just needs a little more freedom. That's all. The whole operation needs a little more freedom, not an overhauling. All right, last cut. Let's go to Matt Eberflus and his side of this. His his honest conversations with Justin Fields.
Yeah, so every week I sit down with Justin on Monday. We go through some plays, good plays that we need to talk about, and then we just sit and have a conversation. That could last for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, whatever that is, whatever we need to make sure. But I know that he respects the partnership between coaching, and player, and we want his feedback. He wants our feedback, and that's how you get to honest conversations. And the meeting we had this week was good. It was good. He expresses, what he would like. I express what he's doing well. What he needs to work on, and that's always going to be the case. And it was a good conversation.
Did you have the same come to the same conclusion after the game with him that when he realized that he needs to play more free, he needs to play more like himself? Did you agree with that? Did you see that when you watched that game that he needs to get back to kind of playing the way he likes?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when if he's feeling that way, then then yes. I think that a player needs to feel free. He needs to have the flow of the game. He needs to use his instincts. That's what you want from players, right? You have any players like that, right? If it's a receiver, linebacker, defensive line, those guys, you got to play free, right? And the guys were brought here to play that way. We want to see them. We want to see those in the game situations. Certainly, as a quarterback, you got to go through your progressions, but there's also instincts that are involved in that. And we want them to have that flow. We want them to have that freedom to do those things.
That is Bears head coach Matt Eberflus. And, hey, that sounded good too. So let's see if – and I'd be shocked if they did not, if there isn't some sort of – I don't know if compromise is the right word when we're talking about coach and athlete, system and player. But, yeah, they better listen to his voice. He better have a say in his comfort, or else that's just bad coaching. And you don't have to overhaul. Just listen to the kid. That's all. A few other things before we get out of here. Amongst all of that, the Bears released quarterback Nathan Peterman. Left tackle Braxton Jones has a neck injury. He's going on injured reserve. So that means he misses 4 games automatically. Man. Possible replacements, Larry Borum. They might even move Darnell Wright over the left side, or at least I should say they didn't rule that out. And, I think they'd probably prefer to keep him in the same place as a rookie. So Braxton Jones, injured reserve, neck injury. Eddie Jackson still dealing with a foot injury. He missed practice. Lucas Patrick was out sick. Darnell Mooney, limited knee. Josh Blackwell, limited hamstring. And good news, Nate Davis returned from his personal issue and is back out there practicing for the Bears. For Ray Diaz, I am Mark Grote. We will talk to you next time.